the gunner pickup. I'm excited to see what he does. I am. I got some stuff I need to get off my chest. Hey y'all.
So
What's up? Oh, he came with that disgusting looking Ravens thing on.
you would start that.
You would. You couldn't find nothing else to put on. You couldn't find a yellow towel or something. You had to wear Raven stuff.
You know what? I've had this on all day, man. I'm not changing no more clothes.
hmm So, the topic that I want to talk about tonight for a little bit is Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
We got to talk about Baker Mayfield because I never thought in a million years I'd be saying this, but I kind of feel sorry for him. Just a little bit. I feel sorry for him.
I can go
Okay.
with that. I can go with
I
that.
feel sorry, and I need to get to the bottom of one, why I feel sorry for him, and two, is he really that bad? Is he really that bad? So,
Well, um, I wouldn't say he's that bad.
mhm.
Um, well, let's get first things first. I don't think he was. I don't think he should have been the number one overall pick that
So
year in Cleveland.
maybe him being a number one all pick was a mistake, right?
Right.
And I can understand that, but I mean, it's Cleveland. It's Cleveland. It's Cleveland.
Yeah, it's
Are
Cleveland.
like,
It's Cleveland. We had to talk about that earlier, where he arguably had one of the best one-two punches as far as running back is concerned. Um, he had a strong, solidified offensive line.
mhm,
He had good receivers,
mhm.
uh, excellent tight ends to run the 12 and 13 personnel in. Um, they drafted a defense. Not too many teams actually do that these days.
Mhm.
Um,
What's up, Tony?
it's just,
So
I don't know. It's, but you know what, I really don't think it's Baker. It's like I've
Mhm.
always said. It's Cleveland.
Thank you. I
Cleveland,
appreciate
Cleveland will be Cleveland, and I'm not going to jump too much on Deshaun going to Cleveland, but if anybody has a chance to break the
the Cleveland curse.
Cleveland curse,
The
yeah,
Cleveland curse. We're gonna call it the Cleveland curse. You think
yes,
Deshaun Watson is
yes,
going to?
we need to we need to trademark that. Uh,
Yeah.
the Cleveland curse. If there's one person I think that can break that, it'll be Deshaun, but it's gonna be hard because um,
He wasn't able to do it in Texas.
well,
I mean, he got him to the playoffs.
Houston is a different situation. Um, totally
I mean, their team wasn't as good on paper as the Cleveland Browns, right?
as
So,
but as far as talent wise is concerned, Houston has some pieces. Um,
I mean, they had DeAndre Hopkins.
this I
Hello.
mean, this is let's not forget now that
They
Houston
had,
was
I mean,
what
JJ Watt.
2 or 3 years ago. Houston was 30 minutes away from going to the Super Bowl
Mhm.
till they did an Atlanta Falcons and choke. Um, but I just think that Stefanski is gonna have to um, he's going to have to earn his paycheck now. And a lot of
Mhm.
people may not look at it this way, but now because he has Deshaun, he has to win now. So technically, he just put himself in the hot seat and
Mhm.
really didn't know it. You
Yeah.
know, he has to. It's no more excuses. That's just like a lot of these teams, like Vegas, when got Devontae Adams, and they went and got Chandler Jones
Mhm.
to go on the other side of Mason Crosby. Um, they got some more pieces in the linebackers in their backfield. The Chargers went and got
Mhm.
Khalil Mack to go with Joey Bosa. That's scary.
Yeah, no.
That's
The
scary.
Chargers do look very scary on paper. It's going to
Um,
be crazy how they
they secured Mike.
dominate.
They secured Mike Williams with the bag.
Mhm.
Denver went and got Russ. Um, They had a pretty good. They got pretty good pieces on offense, and their defense is. Uh,
It's okay.
I would go out on the limb and say they probably somewhere top 10, top 15 defense. So
Maybe 15. I don't
um,
know. 10 is
it's not,
it might
and
be a
even
because the
Cam,
Chargers on paper are like, top 3 on
yeah,
paper.
yeah, that true that. Um,
And then
but
you still have with the Rams, the pieces of the Rams, even though they did lose Von Miller. So
look, it's all good on paper.
and the Bills, their defense was, one of the top defenses. So
Chris and I were talking earlier. The Bills just made a signing that I've heard no one talk about. They just signed Jamison Crowder to a one-year deal from the
oh
Jets.
yeah, from the Jets.
So that's big.
Mhm. I
That's
agree.
big.
I agree. Yeah.
Miami is not making it hard for Buffalo. They just their offensive line is probably top 5, top 7 now.
So they just so they
They
just
just they
signed the
they
guy
just
from
signed
New Orleans.
Armstead from the Saints. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, New Orleans. Yep.
So
They
it's
sure
it's
did. I know.
it's,
I know.
it's gonna be
Dolphins fans are happy right now.
it's gonna be tough. And you know, everybody who thought, these teams or their teams were just going to go off of last year's success and duplicate it again next year, it's not going to happen.
Right. Right. I'm
It's
live
not
on
gonna happen.
Instagram too. If you guys are wondering what you're listening to, I'm live on StreamYard and Instagram at the same time, just trying to get the maximum because I don't know how to bring the Instagram people into StreamYard unless they go on my YouTube or Twitter and see the live
Okay.
stream. So I'm trying to incorporate everybody as best I can. Hi Tony, how you feeling?
What's going on?
Quiet
How
over
y'all
there.
doing? All right. What's going
Chiller,
on?
chiller.
What's going
Hey,
on?
I watched your son's pro day. I watched his
Hmm.
throws.
Yes, Malik
Uh,
Wood.
we're going to see. Um, I don't know if he was nervous. He looked a little stiff.
He
But
probably was nervous. All every people have pro days, and other people are performing at pro days.
hmm
That it's not just about the quarterback, but they're at Liberty, so it is all about him. Everybody in that room was there for him. It's
right.
different than
So
any other probably experience he's been through. So yeah, he absolutely deserves to be nervous because everybody is there to see Malik Willis. No one else is checking for anybody else at Liberty.
so
To my knowledge, I could be wrong. Or there's maybe a couple. There might be somebody, but all eyes are on Malik Willis.
his pro day, he put on a show. Um,
That's my baby.
I think he I think he I think he solidified himself. Um, I had him going. I don't know. I had him going somewhere between 14 and 20. Um,
Hmm.
even with the fact that Seattle is sitting up there with all these picks now because of what they did with Russ, they might get a quarterback. I mean, I don't see them going with Drew Lock, but then again, who knows? That's Seattle. Uh, they
I don't
could
think Drew Lock's the answer, but
they could snatch him.
hmm
Um, Seattle is a team that has a whole lot of pieces that they need to fill, um,
hmm
especially. And this is going to sound crazy, more on the defensive side than at quarterback because you lose somebody like Bobby Wagner, uh, you go
yeah,
feel that.
hmm yeah.
You,
Bobby
you
is a
go
big
you go
piece.
feel that. So
I
uh,
mean, they did have the line to protect the O line to protect a Russell Wilson. So if you want to put a Malik Willis back there, who's a lot of people say he's not ready, but
right,
I wouldn't, even though he's technically cheap, I wouldn't want to do that to a guy that has potential and this high ceiling, as a lot of people say.
right.
I wouldn't want to do that to him.
I mean, we'll see. It's going to be a
What's the matter,
it's going to
Tony?
be it's going to be an interesting draft. Everybody knows that this is going to be another defensive heavy draft. Uh,
Yeah.
what
Why
is
are
it?
you looking miserable?
Five or six quarterbacks, possibly go late first round, early second. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see
We,
what
we,
happens.
we'll
And
see.
then, a lot of people are paying attention to the fact that Mike Tomlin was out to dinner with Malik the night prior,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of it does make you think for Mike Tomlin and a lot of the Steelers staff to be at liberty, knowing you just picked up Mitchell Trubisky, to be spending all this time knowing you're sitting at 20. That's
Mm-hmm.
interesting to me.
Right. Be on the lookout for two quarterbacks. Be on the lookout for the kid from Cincinnati, Ritter,
Ritter.
and be on the lookout for
Rid
Matt.
the kid, y'all. Rid
Yeah,
the
the
kid.
kid. Yeah, and be on the lookout for Matt Corral. A lot of people are not talking about him, but he had a couple of years under Lane Kiffin, and if anybody knows anything about football, Lane is probably the best OC out there in college football right now, and he does have professional ties, so he knows he has been an NFL head coach once or
Okay.
twice. So Matt Corral is coming from a pro style system. He's seasoned, played in the SEC, so and he played in the SEC West. So you play Bama every year, and you play LSU every year, and every now and then Auburn strikes up a good team, and then Arkansas strikes up a good team, and then A&M came with it last year. So I think a lot of people are not going to a lot of people are not giving him his credit.
Yeah, no, he's getting outshadowed. I mean, especially even after today, all eyes were on this kid. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where he lands. Tony, what is the matter, honey? What's going on? What's wrong?
Nah,
You took a nap?
I'm just thinking about what you just said about Malik Willis.
Mhm.
Because he is a court. Even though I don't believe that there's no quarterback worth taking in the top eight. I mean, in the first round. I think second round at best. He's the quarterback that I want. In my opinion, he's quarterback one in this draft for me. I think we absolutely have to take a quarterback now. So I think a lot of people are against reaching, but I think in this case we have to reach. Um, I mean, you bring in the Marcus Mariota, sure, but I mean, you got to put Malik back there. You got to draft Malik, and even though we gave Marcus Mariota a 2 year deal, it's really I read the details today. It's really a 1 year deal, but
Everything is a 1 year deal.
Yeah, everything
yeah.
you do now.
So
Won't be listening
I
to what
say
people tell you. That's why I
yeah,
said Juju coming back. I know
yeah.
they probably didn't end on good terms, but he only started a 1 year deal with KC, and it's really
Don't
not a
get me
one
don't get me started on that.
But I absolutely think that we need to reach and draft Malik Willis. He is, in my opinion, probably the most talented quarterback in this draft. I think Kenny Pickett is quarterback number two.
Mhm.
I really liked him out of Pitt. Not really sold on Desmond Ritter like that, but I could be wrong. Um, but Malik Willis is absolutely who I would love for us to take at 8. If we don't go him, I would say do what you're supposed to do at football 101, build from the inside out. But we need a quarterback because I just don't believe truly in that quarterback class coming in next year. I mean, Bryce is nice, but I don't know. It was definitely a hard day for me watching my dog being introduced as a new quarterback for the Colts. It was definitely a hard day.
Oh damn, he had a press
Um,
conference already.
but
Yeah, I mean,
it
I
was
saw him hold up the jersey.
Oh
The
wow,
smile looked forced.
he
The
ain't wasting no
smile
time.
looked forced. It was a
They ain't
forced
wasting no
smile.
time with that press conference.
Yeah,
yeah.
they will. They gonna
I'm
fly you
so
out
happy.
immediately. You gotta sign that paperwork.
Yeah,
Now,
I'm so happy for him, man. He deserves everything he's about to get. I truly believe that he could be competing for a Super Bowl in the next 1 to 2 years.
here's a
I believe.
situation. Here's a situation that Tony, I want y'all to really, really think about. Um, I would not be surprised if uh, Arthur Blank entertains phone calls from Cleveland because now uh, they're saying that the trade package for Baker is they may want a first or a second and the rest of his rookie year deal. And his rookie year, he's on the 5th year option, and it's only like 18 million.
We are not going after Baker Mayfield. We've all
Are you sure?
the report came out when we drafted when we signed right before we signed Marcus Mariota. We're not interested in him. So, I honestly believe that everything that Baker's going through, he deserves it. Um,
No.
um,
That was where I was going next because that's my
yeah,
topic really for this live is Baker Mayfield because
I think everything that he's going through, he deserves it. I don't think it's the Cleveland effect. They put everything around him to succeed, and he couldn't, and he handles it, and he handles it. He does not handle it well, on and off the field. I was never a fan of how he treated the press, and usually I'm against the press, but I just think he reached for a lot of drama that I just don't believe in in a guy named Baker Mayfield at all. I don't believe he's a good leader. I believe he's complete. He's uh uh, extremely immature. He doesn't handle pressure well. He cannot make the plays. His decision making is terrible. Um, the only thing he has is good arm talent. That's it. There, he has no quarterback instinct. His intangibles are terrible. Um, I just don't think he's just that guy. Um,
well,
he's not that guy at all.
I feel awful because okay, I've been hearing this consistently that Baker has pretty much gotten his karma in
Hmm.
so many words. And I like yes, I believe in karma, but do I believe that Baker Mayfield was this horrible of a human being to deserve, X, Y, and Z? Like, no, I don't necessarily and it may just because I don't follow him enough to know. But when a team does that, a team that I heard from the top of their lungs. Like I was in First Energy Stadium, they were booing Tyrod Taylor when they were
Hmm.
saying they wanted Baker, when they were cheering for him to come off, and they weren't losing games because of Tyrod Taylor. They were
Hmm.
not, okay? It wasn't Tyrod's fault, but everybody thought that Baker Mayfield was going to be the savior.
Hmm.
And if you look back, he did a lot better than some of the other quarterbacks that they drafted before. Got him in the playoffs. Made them look like something. I know it wasn't just all on him. The defense was, phenomenal. Myles Garrett is a monster. Um, and this guy took advantage of the opportunity in front of him, I believe. Still one of the best games I saw him in. One of the top games I've seen was him and Lamar Jackson going back and forth, like
Hmm.
throw for throw.
Hmm.
Um,
That
and
Monday night game.
yeah, that game was phenomenal. And
Hmm.
yeah, I look at games like that and I'm like, he's not bad. He's not a bad quarterback. I don't know if he's a good person, but I look at games like that and I'm like, that's who they want. That's what they wanted him to be. If he couldn't have done that, and there's not a quarterback that can do it.
Right.
Like we know this.
Mhm.
I
We
just
know
think
our
like
quarterbacks can do that.
I
So
just think the attention that he got, and it could just be a media thing. I just think the attention that he got, he didn't deserve. I think he had to prove himself just like every other quarterback did. Like Lamar Jackson, who is a unanimous MVP, still has to prove himself.
yeah.
And
And I'm not
Baker.
saying that he doesn't have to prove himself. So where I was going with this was
Mhm.
I don't like people saying that Baker Mayfield is not a decent quarterback because I think that he is a decent quarterback. And you may let him as a person cloud your judgment as him as a decent quarterback, and that's fine. But I can't do that. Like I
Mhm.
can't do that. I've seen him play well, and I've seen him play bad. And every quarterback has had awful games. But the biggest mistake I think he made was playing hurt for that organization because ultimately that organization did not care. They didn't care at all. And they ultimately turned their back on this guy who put his body on the line. Yeah, he had a tear here or whatever there, was playing through it anyway to try to get his team back to where they were in the playoffs. It didn't work out.
Mhm.
Didn't work out, right?
But see,
So hold on, hold
but
on.
see
It
that's
didn't work
okay.
out. So they saw an opportunity to get a franchise quarterback. Cool. Um, you start the process. I don't know if you notified him and say, "Hey, we're going to try to." After you told everybody that you're going to stick with him. You're going to stick with him this year. You already told him that. The media knows that. The story's been reported that you're going to stick with him. You see an opportunity to get a Deshaun Watson, and you go that way. I don't know if you notified him. I don't know. I don't know. I guess common courtesy probably should be like, hey, we're going to see what we could do, with the Deshaun thing. We're going to enter our hat. So that didn't work out. It didn't work out. Deshaun was like, thanks, but no thanks. And then you got a guy who you probably already feel has an attitude about that because he committed to you guys last year with his injuries. You committed back to him at the end of the season, and now you're reneging on that because you see another shiny toy over there. Okay, it's a business. Cool. That's fine. You've already emotionally traumatized me. I put my daggone career on the line to play for you guys, knowing I was injured, knowing that I was hurt. I could have gotten hurt worse, but I decided to put it out on the line for you. And you told me, sorry, we're still gonna look for somebody else. That didn't work out. Now you want me to come back? How am I gonna go back into that environment as a grown ass man that already put my body on the line for you? How am I gonna go back in that environment and smile and be like everything's okay? I'm gonna put my body on the line for you again for another whole season.
You won't.
Yeah, right. So how do you can't do that? Like you as mentally, because this is still a mental game here. You can't go back in that locker room and smile and pretend everything's okay because it's not. So what do? You talk with your team and they're going to tell you, okay, let's just ask for a trade. The relationship is already messed up. Let's figure out a way to move on. And you tell him, no, it's not going to happen. We're not going to trade you. You was just willing to trade me for this man that was shiny and new to you. And now you're telling me I can't get a trade because that didn't work out? That's BS. So at this point, they're screwed. So they go back home and say, look, let's just throw the whole bag at Deshaun. And that worked. It stuck. And now, like, okay, now we'll figure out what we'll do to Baker. Do I think it's going to be, friendly to him and whatever his ego is or whatever? Probably not. But they got what they wanted. And ultimately, he got screwed. And all he did was play for them in a physical state that probably wasn't best for him and his career. Yes, I know it's business, but does that make him a bad, horrible person? No. And that's just, I don't know.
I don't think he's a horrible person. I just think he just doesn't. Listen, one of the things we always talk about is how well, because we understand how important the quarterback position is. The first thing that we talk about when it comes to quarterback play is how well do you handle under pressure. Baker can't handle that. Like I said, as for me, a complete quarterback is what you do, is how you handle the pressure, your decision making, your intangibles, your reads or whatever. From what I've seen, I just don't think from a football standpoint. I just don't see Baker as that guy at all. I just don't. Now, off the field, I think he has a bit of an ego. He was somewhat like that, coming out of Oklahoma. Like I said, I don't necessarily like how he handled the press. I thought, it was a little too much, but I don't necessarily think, he's a bad person. I just don't think that he has the mental capacity to be an effective leader and to be a franchise player or a face of a franchise or anybody's starting quarterback for someone to rely on. I just don't think he's reliable mentally. That's my problem with Baker. That is my problem.
Hi. How you doing, Ace?
Hey, Ace.
Okay, so oh my gosh, the fact that we're talking Baker Mayfield. You want to talk about mental? I thought it was morning time, and I almost took another birth control pill. So slap me across the face because I almost did that, and I was like, "What's going on? It is nighttime." But I understand with the whole Baker Mayfield situation. So are they not willing to trade him?
No, they
No,
are.
they
It's just
are
that they just
now.
can't find a
They have
suitor.
to now.
They have to. They just can't find a suitor.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen the phrase mutual disinterest. Mutual disinterest. Like, if
Well,
you don't like if like Carolina, like if it's a problem when Carolina does not have a quarterback and they don't want you, and you're better than both quarterbacks that they have on their roster. That's a problem.
And guess who I'm blaming for a lot of this? The Cleveland Browns. I'm blaming the organization.
okay. So okay, let's be clear here. whenever Johnny Manziel went there, we all know Johnny had problems from the get-go.
Mhm.
When
That was his
Johnny went
fault.
there, oh yeah, well, I definitely know that for a fact. But you look at him, and he was supposed to be the face of that franchise. Didn't work.
Hmm.
Here comes Baker Mayfield. You can't say that he didn't play well when he actually did. Like he shed a lot of light in that organization. So I just, one thing that really disgusts me more than anything is I was the only person who chose that Deshaun Watson was going to choose the Browns for some reason and not the Falcons. I was right. It was a weird thing. Okay, so now you got Falcons with no quarterback. Am I correct? Seahawks and then Panthers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the Panthers completely told him that they didn't want nothing to do with Baker. And I really do think that it could be possibly that he needs to
Yeah.
step away from the game mentally. Like,
Who
because
knows?
there's something mentally going on with it, which it is the Browns' fault. I completely agree with you. Um, Something must have been said. And not to mention the whole back and forth with OBJ's dad and him and that issue right there. Um, I really do think that he took on so much that I don't think he mentally realized it until after the season ended and how terrible, like, you can see how down that man is and his wife or girlfriend, whatever. You can see how down they are. Like, he is seeking for a trade. They said no. Next, you know, they got Deshaun Watson and Deshaun Watson's backup. And then they turn around, they're like, okay, well, we'll grant you that. And then the Panthers want nothing to do with them. So who's actually really screwing this up? Is it him himself, or is it the Browns organization that decided, oh, well, we're going to see what we can get for you? Because I bet you they're trying to get some type of big trade for him, even though he's
No,
probably not worth much.
I don't know why. The at best they're going to get a 6th round pick at best.
Yeah.
At
Nah,
best.
they
I
want a
like
first. They want a
they're not
first
gonna get
round.
a first for him.
They're
They're not going
they're
to
gonna
get a
release him
I
then.
first.
He'll get released, and I hate to, and it sucks. He'll get released then.
But you know what? I'm a enlighten Ace on something. It's
please
called,
do.
and you've probably heard me say this a couple of times.
Mhm.
It's called a culture. When you
Yeah.
have organizations
Um,
that
um,
uh when you have organizations that do things a certain way, it's a process that they do, and it's a culture that they believe in, and it goes from how they treat players in the locker room, how the players uh get along off the field, how they hang out on the road and stuff like that. I'll give you a couple of teams, for example. Not just because we're in the space, but when you look at Pittsburgh, when you look at Baltimore, when you look at New England, you look at teams like that. It's a culture. It's a process. It's a certain way that they do things. You go to teams like Cleveland. Um, they're not. There's no culture. There's no other simple way I could put it. There's no culture. Your team leaves. Okay, your team leaves, goes somewhere else. You cry and whine to the league. We want a team back. We want a team back. So about 2 or 3 years later, after the Browns became the Ravens, and so then the city of Cleveland wanted their organization back. So they got the organization back. It's been like, we talked about it, but about 20 to 25 quarterbacks since then that's played on that's played for Cleveland or has snapped the ball for Cleveland. There's no there's no future. There's no culture. And by Deshaun going there, one, you hoping that he can break that trend, but he also put himself in a very uh, awkward situation
hate that for him.
because now there's going to be an expectation of things that you've never had before. There's an expectation now that, okay, we have Deshaun, we have a quarterback. They're going to be expected to win.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the same thing like Cincinnati. Now with Deshaun there, your games are circled on the calendar now when the schedule comes out. And if you don't know what that means is whenever, whether it's in division or out of division games, when they see Cleveland and when they say Cincinnati and they say it on the schedule, they're like, oh, we gonna circle this game right there. That means you're gonna play your ass off. Somebody's taken out on a stretcher, and because Deshaun, the high profile, player that he is, with everything that's happened to him in his civil cases, Cleveland is going to
Right.
get primetime games now. So now you got Cleveland on primetime TV more because of Deshaun. Now all of this stuff builds up, and
Why
if
you
you're not
here?
used to it, you're not going to know how to handle it.
Yeah.
Talking
I'm
to
sorry.
Ashley.
Okay,
Hey
hold on
y'all.
1 second. Okay, we got
Is
D
that
Ash.
Ashley?
Hey y'all.
Yeah, that's
What's
Ash.
going
Hey,
on?
Ashley.
Hey
Why are you here?
guys.
What do you
I just wanted
want?
to see what this was about. Tony, leave me alone.
Oh,
Nothing.
that's Tony. I just realized who that
Yeah, nothing.
was.
You ain't noticed that big old head?
No, I did not
Not
notice
the
it until
Seaball
now.
head, huh?
Tony,
Why
No.
why why
wait,
are you here, Ash?
hold
What
on.
do you
Wait,
want?
so Alan,
I was sent
Alan,
a
is that
link.
you?
I
With
was
the
Yep,
sent a
Ravens.
link and
that's me.
I clicked on
Okay.
the link.
I was about to say, I was like, hold on, like,
Y'all was
but you
wondering why
only
you
see
was so
the
y'all
back
was
of
wondering
Alan's like AVI and
y'all
freaking
Hey,
was wondering
Tony over
y'all
this is
was
here.
this my
y'all
boy.
was wondering
Hey,
why you
Alan.
was what this is I was wondering why you were so dry with me, Ace. I was wondering why you were so dry with
I'm
me.
sorry,
Oh,
guys.
I can see everybody. I don't know how you guys are watching, but that's funny because I'm like, yeah, I see everybody clearly, but I forget that
Ash, what
people
do you want?
probably.
We're not talking about the Cowboys,
So
Ace.
we are
We're
actually
not
talking about Baker Mayfield, and I was defending him.
Mhm.
Believe it or not, I was defending Baker Mayfield and how his trash organization treated him.
Well, you know what?
Well,
I'm
I've
confused
always
though
been
because
Team Baker, so I love Baker.
for what?
well,
Why?
but okay, well, hold on though. Okay, so if they've got this going on for Deshaun, didn't they have that going on when Baker Mayfield got drafted to the Browns? Didn't they do the same thing almost, where that
Mm-mm,
they knew that they were going to start winning games?
mm-mm,
No.
mm-mm.
So
No.
when they drafted
Wow.
Baker Mayfield, they also, like I said, they brought Tyrod Taylor on board, and
Yeah.
he had the starting position.
Yep.
About
Baker's second year is when they brought in Odell and
yeah.
all those other good players like a Tashawn Gibson. Like that's when they started signing those big name free agents and making those big time trades is when they were expecting Baker when they were expected to win.
So when they brought in the second year, his offensive line was trash. It was
Hmm.
awful. His offensive line was terrible. They made changes and they fixed that. Okay, so
And he still didn't
people saw
succeed.
potential in him, and if they didn't see potential in him, they wouldn't have made those fixes. They would have just do what they always do: go get another quarterback.
Mhm.
But they saw something enough in him to put pieces around him to make this team better, and it did get better. It did
I
get
per
It
better.
did.
I personally think that something happened in that locker room during the course of the season, like with the OBJ thing and him, and I just think something happened there to where it was just like, yo, it's just not working out. It's just not working out. So when the Deshaun Watson thing didn't fall through from them the first time, they were just like, well, we don't have a choice, and we don't feel like going through this quarterback carousel that we've been going through for years. So we're going to keep Baker. But the owner had to change her heart and said, I'm still going to get my guy. So that's when they threw the bank and Wells Fargo and Bank of America at Deshaun Watson, and it's just like, okay, now I got my guy. Now you have to go. But like I said, from a football standpoint, it just didn't work out. I just think something happened in that locker room to it was just like, yo, this guy's just
That's
not the leader that
and
we.
that's why I'm thinking the same thing because how many people? Okay,
I don't
instead
like
of
him.
just OBJ, how many people have like left the Browns since free agency before they knew Deshaun was coming?
Jarvis about to come back.
Okay.
I don't.
Mm,
Come
we
back to
gonna
where?
we gonna hold off on
We
that
go.
one.
I think he.
Come back to
So
who?
there was a report. because
Hold off.
Jarvis was gonna sign with us had we got Deshaun.
Hold off
But
on
there's
that one.
but there's a report that he's gonna. There's a report. I'm not exactly sure how true it is. There's a report saying that they've kept in contact with Jarvis for him to come back now that they have Deshaun.
Hold
I
off.
saw that.
He's
I saw
washed
that
up
report
though.
too.
But it's a report, but
They
don't
released him.
don't
But,
hold
like,
it up.
I mean, I know you can sign someone after releasing them, but he already told them, like, look, if y'all don't get y'all stuff together, I'm out. Like,
I bet you that was linked to Baker. I bet you
I
that was
bet you.
linked to
Me
Baker.
too. Me
Yeah,
too.
bet
yeah,
I
it
agree.
probably was.
I agree.
If you don't,
Which is
it's
why.
like,
Which is why they're probably checking for him now. I'll say this about Baker. I
that's a
think
trash
Baker got a
organization.
really. I
Man,
think
Baker
Baker
trash.
got.
Man, Baker is
No,
trash
he's
too.
Well,
not.
Yes, he
He's not.
is.
But listen,
Tony,
check
let her
this out.
talk.
But listen, seriously, check this out. I feel like last year was just such a bad year because he was injured. I mean, literally, it
That's
was
where he
his
messed up
shoulder.
at. He shouldn't
It,
have played.
Man, Baker
yeah,
trash, bro.
but then also like Envy made a good point the other day in the space. Like, had he not played and somebody else came in there and kind of updid him, then he'd have been in a bad
Case
situation too.
Keenum? Case Keenum?
Nah, I think it was somebody else. Was it Case? It might have been
Case
Case
Yeah,
Keenum?
Keenum.
It was
it was
Casey
Case.
Keenum.
It was Case
It was
Keenum.
Case.
Listen. I will say this:
It
I
was
mean,
Case
Casey
Keenum was in
I don't
Keenum.
know.
Minnesota. When Case Keenum was in Minnesota, he took advantages of the weapons that he had. I will say that. So I think maybe. I mean, I don't. I mean, you can't say it now, but maybe he took it. Maybe he takes advantage of the weapons that he had in Cleveland. Maybe.
I don't
See,
know. I feel like
is
Baker
this
got an
space
unfair
record? Is
shot.
this recorded?
It's live, so it'll be
It,
you'll be able to
Oh
see it
my
on
God!
YouTube.
Wait, people can see.
It's live. It's
Dang,
literally
whatever.
live
People
on
can
the
see you
timeline.
where.
I ain't got my face or nothing on.
You look fine.
Oh
You look
well.
cute.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I
I'm
don't ever wear makeup. I was putting it
joking.
I
I put
think
some lotion on.
Oh, sleep.
He's
Baker is
playing wild.
trash, bro.
like,
Baker's just not that guy.
you know what? I don't even care at this point. I don't. I don't. I
I
don't.
I
don't. I
think
don't
Baker's
think Baker's trash. I think that smart mouth, semi entitled. Yeah, but I'm just talking about like his play on the field. Like, come on, he's thrown for over 3,500 yards each year he's played. Like
uh,
the year that they went to
I
the
can't believe
playoffs
I'm
and
defending Baker Mayfield.
yeah, the year that they went to the playoffs and won a playoff game, I think he had like a 95 QBR rating. Like,
something
let's
like that.
come on, like that was, and that's why I thought coming into this year, I'm like, oh, okay, they might do
his
something in this
intangibles, like
division.
his intangibles, is just not there, yo. His decision making is just
But you know what?
not there. His
But you know
But why
vision
what?
did
is
we?
just
But can
not
I ask you a question?
there.
Let me ask Tony. Let me ask you both, all of y'all a question. Why was it there in 2020?
Because he wasn't hurt.
We weren't talking about him not having the intangibles when the Browns was onto something. But now that the Browns who is this
Hi,
Phoenix?
Phoenix.
Yes,
Oh
it's Phoenix.
What up, my G?
What's up, my Waldies? How we feeling tonight?
no!
But you know what, Ash?
Wait a
Wait,
minute.
but seriously, I would like
Catch me up to speed. Catch me up to speed. What
Hold on,
exactly?
let Ashley finish.
They're
yeah,
defending
I
Baker
would like
Mayfield,
to
bro.
know. I would
I
like to
am.
know the answer to that question though. Like you weren't talking about his intangibles that year. We really thought that they could have gone pretty far that year. Now all of a sudden with him being hurt, him playing through the injury, now he doesn't have the intangibles. I'm confused. And
I
the only obvious difference is that he was hurt this past season. That's
I
the
wasn't.
obvious difference
I'm
to
I
I'm
me.
a,
was.
I'm a
I
put
wasn't
I'm
overly.
a
I wasn't overly impressed with him in 2020. I mean, he did some good things, but it just there
We're not
was
going to act like
it.
Baker's not the reason why the Browns are even in this irrelevant. They're even relevant. Like he's the reason they're
Of
relevant in the
course,
first place. Like what
I
are we
mean,
talking about
when
here?
you have media
let
attention, of
Alan
course you
let
become more
Alan
I'm a,
interested.
I'm
answer. Alan is ready.
I'm gonna give you an answer
Talk
from
to me, Alan.
I'm gonna give you an answer from the athlete side of it, and it's gonna be real simple. Baker found out Cleveland wasn't his friend. They wooed him. The NFL stands for not for long. You also have heard people say the NFL is what have you done for me lately? Okay. Cleveland, he found out the hard way. And I think if anything, his ego is hurt.
Tony, why?
I think
Why
I
are you
think
like
I think
this?
he found out that um even though you're the number one, I think he got comfortable. Even though you're the number one overall pick, and yeah, we picked you and we gave you this money, you got bonus money, you got endorsements, you really still haven't performed to the expectations that the Cleveland Browns wanted, meaning they wanted a deeper, they want a Super Bowl. That's what
Can I
that
ask you a question, Isla? Let me ask you this, and maybe
I had to
anybody else can
change the
answer this.
banner. It says "Surviving Cleveland." This is the
Let me
stuff.
ask you this. Okay, Baker is going into year 5.
yes.
What year would we say of his career was the team and himself most primed to make a real run
Year
out of
three.
his whole 4
2018.
years?
Year
So
three.
so last year. So how are we doing this to him going into year 5?
It's
What are we
not,
talking
it's not,
about here? We're
it's not,
saying that the
it's not
team and himself were only just primed in the past 2 seasons of his almost 5-year career. What are we talking about here? If we don't like Baker because he seems entitled, because he makes too many commercials, because ABC, let's just say that.
I ain't got.
But to
I
be
don't
look,
give a
shunning
promotion,
him
man. Get
for
your
me,
money,
going
man.
into year
listen,
5, what are we talking about?
for me, for
Follow.
me, I never felt him coming out of Oklahoma that he was supposed to be that dude. Okay. Boy,
That's what fooled me. That game against Georgia is what fooled me about Baker. That's what fooled me.
bro, it's the
Like
SEC.
he
Bro,
literally
it's the
ripped
SEC.
he
What you
literally
expect?
he literally ripped Georgia's defense apart. I've never seen anything like it. That's what fooled me. So I was like, okay. I like Lamar. I really thought that Lamar was gonna go higher, but I was sold that Baker was the best quarterback coming into the draft, which is why I was okay with him going number 1 overall. Because
Nah.
after I saw that game against Georgia, I was like, okay, this guy is it. He is it. He has the
Well,
best throw form. He has the best throw form. He has the best pocket presence. Under pressure, he was performing. He was, even though Georgia won, he did everything he could for Oklahoma to win. He
Now I have
did.
a
So
question.
that's the
wait a
game
minute,
that
wait a
fooled
minute.
me.
You said the way that he ripped Georgia's defense apart, we never seen anything like that. I'll give you two
I mean,
examples. I'll give you
don't get
two
me
examples.
wrong.
Yeah, I'll give you two examples of something that I've seen like that before Baker Mayfield. His name is Deshaun Watson, and he
Well,
did
that's
it against
true.
Alabama
Yeah,
twice in
that's
the
true.
national
But I
championship.
mean, like I'm saying, like, and I may be, being a little facetious when I say that. But what I'm saying is what he did, because Georgia's defense over the last 5 years has been top three.
Top
Like
five
no,
at least.
yeah, at least top 5. Nobody, I mean, outside of Joe Burrow, has been able to pass on their defense. Baker did that, and I was just like, okay, he's ripping apart an SEC defense. Like that
Tua?
is,
We forget Tua existed.
ah, ah, yeah,
I mean,
but
I'm
still,
just trying to figure that out.
no, right. But I'm just like, but I mean, but we know for the SEC to be so dominant, those are literally almost NFL defenses, and for him to be at Oklahoma and what is that, the Big 12, if I'm not
Let,
mistaken,
let's
Big
go ahead.
12,
Let's go ahead and
yeah,
keep
like.
that. Let's go ahead and keep that 1,000, Tony. Baker had everything going for him. He was undefeated at Oklahoma, which coming out the Big 12, they're a passing school. So of course that's already a step up on everybody else because you're throwing the ball 60 times a game. So that's plenty of film for you to watch. He won the Heisman. He all but has both feet in the door, right? Then he has a decent playoff game in the semifinals against Georgia. It was nothing less. It was really nothing else for Cleveland to do but take him number one. You
Hmm.
understand? So it's
That's what
almost like,
sold me.
you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like Cleveland sat there and was like,
Cleveland, Cleveland.
yeah,
It is the Cleveland curse. Like
yeah,
we've already
it's
said,
a
the
Cleveland
curse of
curse.
Cleveland, the Cleveland curse. How do you want to put it? That's why I'm naming this "Surviving Cleveland" because somehow a lot of
So
people don't survive. And if
so
you still
y'all
got
saying
if
so
you
y'all
still got
saying
a
Cleveland should have
quarterback
took Lamar?
job after being in Cleveland, salute to you. Like
So
Tyrod,
y'all
you found
saying
a way to get out, and you got several jobs after surviving Cleveland. So salute to you because a lot of quarterbacks don't make it.
so y'all saying
I
that
actually have
that,
a
that
question about
Cleveland should
that.
have
Do
took.
you think that him playing at Oklahoma, winning Heisman Trophy, being on the top and having Ari both feet in, do you think that's where he mentally messed up?
I don't think that that's where he mentally messed up. I think that Baker never really maturing enough from his transition from college to the NFL may have had something to do with it. And you can't really blame quarterbacks that time because at the end of the day, when they hype you up and they tell you, "Oh, you're gonna do this, you're gonna be that," like you have a reason to believe that you're gonna be untouchable as you progress in the NFL. And
So
I guess Baker was like one of those situations where he was just so entrapped in his talent of what he'd already been told that when he realized he's not the type of person that could really carry a team, and the Browns see that he wasn't the type of quarterback that can carry a team, it all kind of got to him.
So
Um,
Kevin has a question. I don't know if anybody can see it, but his question was, why does playing a SEC defense give a quarterback validity? So,
Why? Why?
mhm.
Because they're the closest thing to an NFL defense. That's why. They're the closest thing we see. Most of a lot of NFL top prospects come from the SEC, and they're defensive player. Like they literally recruit the best talent. Literally, literally. And we see it every single year. It's a reason why LSU is DBU. It's a reason why Alabama is producing at least five defensive players in the first round. At least. So
and
yes,
and in all fairness, that the only other conference that comes close to the
is the
NFL.
ACC.
The only other
No,
conference
you
that
don't think
comes
so?
close to the NFL caliber defense or defensive players that you see is the Big Ten, not the ACC. Like the Big Ten generally has the better defenses: Ohio State, Michigan State, Penn State, Iowa, Michigan, Wisconsin. They usually produce NFL caliber
Okay.
defenses as well.
Okay.
The the,
Okay.
the only
I'll take
the
that.
only issue, yeah, the only issue with the Big Ten is that Ohio State runs that spread offense, and there's not a lot of
Hmm.
teams in the Big Ten that can stop it, so it gets
Yeah.
minimized a little bit. But outside of that, now the the Big Ten and the SEC are kings when it comes down to like NFL caliber defenses and NFL
Hmm.
defensive talent.
I
Well,
would say that the ACC produces some good defensive players as well. Well, good players in the NFL as well. I would
You
say
know, you know who we wouldn't say that about? The Pac-12.
facts.
What you drinking over there, son?
Um, some Gatorade shit that they gave me. Like I wanted, I don't know. Like, it's just some Gatorade. It's probably healthier for me, so I don't trip. I've been
I was
drinking
just
water.
curious. I was like,
I've
that
been
looks
drinking
good.
water.
What is that?
I've been drinking water all day. So like I wanted to have some taste in my beverage, so I just got me something while I was out.
I feel
I'm
you.
trying to
Ash,
figure
are you
out
getting on your
how
kid?
to get the IG people on. They've been asking, so I'm trying to add them.
D,
I
I've
don't know.
never heard you. I've never listened to your love for Malik Willis. Like, why do you love him so much? I'm just asking.
So I started watching him just recent, not just like when Ben started announcing, and then
He's an SEC
me
quarterback, by the way.
when Ben started, now the whole rumors around him leaving, and I was looking, everybody was just Kenny Pickett, Kenny Pickett, Kenny Pickett. Like that's going to be the next quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I was just like, okay, there's got to be other people out there. And then someone brought this kid to my attention. And I immediately fell in love with him because it was exactly what I heard our coach saying that he loved to watch. So I already knew when I saw him that Coach Thomas has already been watching this kid because I like what I'm seeing, and he's a black quarterback. Like I want Pittsburgh to get as black as they can possibly get. But I want that mobility. It wasn't even so much like he has like this crazy good arm, but I knew we were looking for a guy that could get out the pocket, scramble, or do whatever is necessary. When you have a guy that can't move for the last few, years plus of his career, you're looking for the legs. You're looking at that. And as I saw that, I just became just attached to that. No matter
Mm.
where he went, it was just like, oh my gosh, I just saw a good kid. Like I didn't really hear him talk. I just saw him play, but it was just I felt the energy of a good kid right there. And then as more media and his name became extremely more popular, And I was like, I would love if we could get him. That would be another dream of mine because I think he's a good kid. And
I wouldn't be
and
shocked
I
if Mike
want
Tomlin
good
pulled the trigger.
kids to go to good organizations. And I know my organization is a good organization.
I
So
wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked if Mike Tomlin pulls the trigger. I would not be shocked.
I'm
I
not
would
gonna
not
lie
be
to you.
shocked.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not a similar situation, but that's kind of how I felt about Joe
Who is
Burrow.
that?
Tip,
That's kind of
Fantastic one.
That's
Tip.
Tip. That gotta be Tip.
Oh, that's Tip. I was like, hold on. I had to see for the like. I was like, wait
We're
a
so
second.
used
Who
to
is
hearing
that?
each other's voices. This is fun though. I like it. I'm happy that
I
y'all are on
know
here
this
because
is
we just
crazy. This
I
is
don't know,
yeah.
man.
But it's
hold
more.
on.
It's more calm. Like,
I
why
posted a
can't these
pic
spaces be calm like this? Oh my
because
god.
I don't know. I posted a picture of me on Twitter, and most of y'all was like, "Oh my God, that's Phoenix." I'm
Yo,
like,
how did that
I
conversation
definitely think
I
that
how
was
was that
like,
how
oh,
did that
The voice
conversation
didn't match. Is what it was.
I
Voice
hate.
didn't match.
how
Hey,
I've
did
been
that
I ain't
getting.
gonna lie.
conversation go
I
Phoenix.
with
don't
the
know.
guy?
I've
Everybody,
been
but
getting. I've been getting that my whole
everyone
life.
doesn't know. I mean, people, if you don't put like an AVI out there, this and that, people are gonna be like, I wonder what he truly looks like in life because a lot of people's voices don't match what they look like. That's
I've
just
Right.
been
What
getting
did
honest.
that.
yo
I'm 32
so
years old. I've been getting that my whole life.
what did what did how did the conversation end with the guy who said that
Hey,
James
Chuck,
Harden was better than Kevin Durant?
What's up?
That's kind of how we got off on that
I'm gonna
bullshit.
get you later on the IG.
D, I was
Oh yeah, hey
definitely
yeah. Hold up,
I'm gonna get you
hold
later
up.
on the IG, man.
Fuck all that.
D.
Everybody in here can do it right now.
Do
So
what?
it's a
Take a
week
Take a
shot.
until
shot.
my
Take a
birthday.
shot.
I don't
I'm
My
gonna
drink,
take a
birthday.
shot,
so
I
brother.
don't drink.
happy
My
I'm
birthday, but
birthday
I don't
is
drink.
I
Here,
it's
got a
your
shot.
birthday.
I'll drink my
Waterfront
tea for
Ashley.
you.
Yeah,
I haven't drank in 6, 7 years. I don't drink.
I
That's fine.
Tony,
But it's a
Tony,
Nothing.
shot all the way
Nothing.
up into what you
Nothing.
Tony.
call it.
Hold up, hold up, hold
Nothing.
up. I know what you're about to say, Tony. And just first
Nothing.
of all,
Hey man,
I didn't say nothing. I didn't
you
say
ain't got to
nothing.
lie, Craig. You ain't got
I
to
can't hear
lie.
you, Ash.
don't
Oh, there
pay
you go.
attention to everything you see on social, Tony.
All right,
That's what
bet.
I'm
All right, that's
saying.
what's
Like
up. All right,
that
bet.
was for optics.
Hey, I I actually have
I hate
like
you.
a real
All right.
I actually have
All
a
right.
real question for you
You
guys.
backpedaling? You backpedaling off your life now, Ashley?
So wait,
Off
hold on,
my
Ace.
what?
I
Before you ask,
said you
I was
backpedaling off your life.
What you mean off my life?
Cause
Yeah.
man, like you showing us one thing, but then trying to convince us of another thing. Is
right.
that why you was trying
So
to pause
before
Tony?
Ace, real quick,
Nah, nah.
before you ask your question real quick, D, I was definitely throwing a shot at you this morning by allowing that conversation with the James Harden and Kevin Durant. When I said who is the hell, I was talking to you.
What was
I
the
was talking to
conversation?
you.
I missed that this morning.
We actually
She's just
entertained that
like,
conversation. We actually
Mm-mm.
entertained
Don't
that
do that.
conversation.
Don't do that. Don't do
We
that.
actually entertained that
Cody,
conversation of James
you
Durant
were one of
because
the people that
I
went
was
out into the Twitterverse and were looking for the people that
right
said what they said.
at that time, but I'm
And
just like,
so when
yo,
I when
what are
they
we
when I was
doing?
in the space and I heard the accent and I was like, hold up, wait a minute, you that's you. Y'all are the ones that came in here and was like, James
I was
Harden is
like,
better
bro,
than
we
Kevin
are in
Durant.
hell.
I said,
We
and
are in
then
hell.
Coach Chris was like, oh yeah, let's get it. I was like, dang, Tony ain't here right now. So
You know,
you were one of the ones that were looking for the guys that said James
At the
Harden is
time,
better than Kevin Durant. And so I said, you know what? Let's have this conversation because boy's been looking for you. Boy's been looking for you. And so let's go ahead and break it down. It's sports and coffee. We can talk about it. I didn't know it was gonna go on that long.
you know,
Fortunately, I had a phone call and I
you,
had to go do my job. But yeah,
I
you
yeah.
was
know
like,
what's
I'm
we
so
were
so
we
sad?
are
sorry.
in
So
hell.
sorry.
And the thing that's so sad is it continued on, not that topic specifically, but them dudes just like continued on in like 3, 4 more spaces. And I'm just like, bro, this has to be a disease of some sort. Like
So what I thought was so funny,
Hey, it was
Shaggy
live though. Them
and
dudes is
what's
characters.
their names? Oh my gosh, Shaggy and
Shaggy and
Bad
Cash,
guy.
Pastor.
That
Cash
bad
and
guy.
Cash and Shaggy, whatever. Anyway,
Shaggy, bad
they
guy,
changed
and
their profile
I could only give
pictures
you,
and like they got the NWO on there. I'm like, y'all like an
yeah, bro.
army.
I could only have given them the eye test. I wasn't about to get into numbers. I'm like, numbers is it's not even debatable. I could only give them the eye test. That was it. That was
Okay, so Tevin had a bunch of questions. Has a bunch of questions. I'm sorry, Tevin. So he asked, so where does Herbert, Murray, Josh Allen, Lamar, Mahomes, Dak fit in the question versus the SEC defense? So you guys brought that up, and then the other question he had was Dak that awesome to be picked in the first round.
So wait a minute. What are all the
Was
quarterbacks?
So
who that
where
awesome?
Dak, and then
Was he that awesome to be picked in what round?
4.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
just
not
it's a
a
question, people.
question.
Yep.
That shouldn't even be a question.
Me personally, I thought he should have gone in the second and third, but that was just me. That was just me.
Did,
That was
So
didn't
okay,
Did
the
you
other
see him?
question.
I really like
Did you
him.
see him play in college?
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he went to Mississippi
He
State.
balled out.
Yeah, he balled in Mississippi State. I love Dak in Mississippi. I didn't think he was
So
gonna go that low.
I'm sorry,
yeah,
Tevin. I just saw those questions. My bad, bro. The
So
other
what other quarterback did he say?
So the other question was, so
Herbert.
where does Herbert, Murray, Josh Allen, Lamar, Mahomes, and Dak fit in the equation versus SEC defenses?
I'm not
how
understanding
many?
the question.
Wait a minute. How many of these guys faced off against SEC? Like we saw what happened when Kyler
Did he
Murray
say
faced off
Burrow?
against it. We saw what happened when Kyler Murray got
Murray,
faced off against.
Murray.
Yeah, we saw what
Who's
happened when
that?
Kyler Murray faced off against the SEC defense. He got slaughtered. So
Thank you.
there's really not too much to speak on that. Dak
Right.
Prescott. Dak
Hi,
Prescott had
Nico.
Dak Prescott had a moderate career versus SEC defenses, so I can't say anything about him. Has Justin Herbert played an SEC defense in his career at Oregon?
No.
What,
No.
Oh no,
what
he
school did
did.
he go to again?
No, he
No.
He
did.
went
He
to
Oregon.
put
Oregon.
He went
okay.
to
So
Oregon,
That's
man.
right.
he played against Auburn in the season opening game, and they lost. They lost, and what's his name? Bo Nix came in and played,
Damn
and
so did.
Justin Herbert was 28 of 37, 242, and 1 touchdown. And they
Damn so
lost
did.
to freshman Bo Nix. So it's like he played good, but I wouldn't say like world beater or nothing like that.
Right. Baker ripped. Baker, Tua, and Deshaun Watson ripped some of the top defenses we've seen in the SEC. I was just so outdone when I saw Baker do that to Georgia. I was not expecting that, and that's why I said that's what sold me on Baker as to why I thought he was the best quarterback coming out of the draft.
But in all fairness, most Big 12 offenses, specifically Alabama ran offenses, or sometimes Oklahoma State, have the ability to do that against some of the best defenses, even in the SEC. So Baker
And they
was
didn't
a
do it against
product of the
us.
system. Just think about it. When Baker had to go against the Ohio State defense in Norman, what happened? They got obliterated.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even close. So sometimes it really happens. Not often, but it happens.
So how does Baker survive Cleveland? Do we think he goes to Seattle?
Mm-mm.
He
No.
really ain't like
No.
who wants him? Like right now, nobody want him. They
Right.
probably
No,
gonna look
nobody.
after the draft for him. He probably gonna
Seattle
get
might.
traded after the draft.
Seattle might because Seattle. I think Seattle may pull the trigger.
Leave
I think they'll look into it.
leave Drew Jeezy Lock alone. Okay. He's
Here's the
good
real
in
answer.
Seattle.
Here's the real answer to that. You really won't see what happens to Baker until after the draft.
So he is after. So do we? I hate to bring this up. I really do. Okay, so we got to weigh these two guys, right? These two guys. Both organizations seem to be out on them both, but we know Cleveland is because Cleveland's trash. But we got the 49ers. I know. I'm sorry. I got to bring them up. So who do you think gets to a new team first? Jimmy G,
Definitely
Baker
Jimmy.
Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker.
Mayfield.
Jimmy G.
And I
Jimmy
don't
G.
think Jimmy moves.
Easy.
I don't think Jimmy moves because everybody's worried about his shoulder.
His shoulder surgery is nothing but scar tissue removal. He'll be ready to throw next week.
I mean, I get it. I get
I
what
would
they're
probably
doing,
say
but it's still a
I would
healing
probably
process.
say Jimmy. I would probably say Jimmy.
I'm saying Jimmy.
And I'm saying
I
Jimmy
think it's gonna be Baker.
because people are saying the same thing that y'all are saying, that he's immature, his attitude, that from what I'm hearing from 49ers Nation, like the team genuinely loved him. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't an issue with that. So I'm thinking that for whatever that he can give them on the field, at least they'll know they'll be getting some off the field and in the locker room, good stuff from him as
Let's
well.
let's
I'll
let's let's
probably say Jimmy.
let's get this. Let's just go ahead and call it what it is. The 49ers have to get rid of Jimmy G just strictly off of his contract. That's it.
That's
It's
it.
not playing. It's not playing ability. It's not whether he's liked in the locker room. It's
Yep.
strictly off of his contract because you have to understand. 2 years ago, this was pretty much this. This was except for a couple of pieces that's gone here and there. This was 49er team that was in the Super Bowl against Kansas City a couple of 2 or 3 years ago.
So I want to ask, who becomes draft bait? Does Jimmy get? Is he draft bait? Is Baker draft bait? Like, do they get traded around the draft in the draft?
I thought that I saw something. Well, I don't know if this is answering that
Neither
question,
of
but I thought I
them.
saw a
Neither.
report that said that the only way that Baker would even be leaving Cleveland is if they attach a draft pick with him,
Yes.
like from
Yeah.
this draft.
Yeah. Right. They want whoever was supposed to get Jimmy G. They got to eat his 50 on his rookie deal, and they want a first.
Don't talk about
Mm-hmm.
Baker.
That's not gonna happen.
But they want a
I
first.
swear to God,
Oh, no,
dog.
no.
I
know
swear
it
to
won't
God, I'm
happen.
gonna be done with the NFL. I'm gonna be
I
done
know
with the
it won't
NFL.
happen. I'm just saying he's first. He's a first overall pick. They,
Who?
I say a
Okay.
second. I don't think a first. I say a second at
I
least.
say a 6th or a 7th.
Just off the strength of him being the first pick. I say a
You
second.
Hey
think
Tony,
this
why you
guy
don't
is
like
gonna for
Baker?
a sixth
Tony, why you don't like Baker,
rounder?
man?
I just don't think that
You would have been
just don't.
sick if he had went to Atlanta, dog.
Yeah, I
Yep,
would have been sick. I
yep.
just don't think that
He would have
Baker.
been.
I
He would have
think
been nauseated. Baker Mayfield landed in Atlanta. He would be
I would
just
be
throwing up
sick.
in a
I
bucket.
would be
Still.
sick.
That
I
is
would be
death.
sick.
That is
I'm
death.
listen. I'm this close to becoming a Colts fan, but I'm not gonna do that. But
Wow.
I just don't think that Baker. I just don't think that no team thinks that Baker is worth the trouble. So if they do trade him, I just don't think they get at best. I said a 6th. Okay, I'll bump it up to a 5th, a 5th, a 5th. I think it's gonna be like, bro, we have got to get rid of this guy. So we're really just gonna take what we
You're
can.
thinking about going to the Colts because of Matt Ryan?
He loves Matt Ryan. He wouldn't be a Colts fan.
I
So
just
He's
want
not
to
heartbroken.
listen.
two reasons
Can
why I
I
can see
can
why
I
he'd be doing that. Two
can I
reasons I
say
can see
that?
he'd be doing that.
Can I ask this question though?
Sure.
You about to?
Is it just me or like? I mean, Matt was cool.
Here we go.
Like you're right. You're right.
I
He was
mean, but
cool.
he ain't
He ain't
not
what?
jumping from my team to follow Matt Ryan. Like what?
Listen.
What?
First
That's all
of
he
all,
knows.
first of all,
Matt Ryan and Michael Vick. That's all he knows.
Like Tony, all tweeting talking about, oh, treat him right over there. You got a
yeah, man, my
stud.
guy deserves a
Oh, you
ring.
got.
Bro, this nigga here.
Baba, let
You
me
just
tell
don't
you something.
understand.
Don't pull an envy. You pull an envy, you gonna get shit on.
So is
Like
Envy still a
right
Chargers fan?
Yes,
Yeah, he's a
he
Chargers
is
fan.
not joking around with this, and he's
Listen,
gotten
Oh,
trolled every
I
day.
don't expect y'all to. I do not expect y'all to understand, and that's okay because I don't
No,
even troll
I
people.
do. I'm gonna be a Juju Smith-Schuster fan no matter where he goes. I will love
Right. So the
Malik no
thing
matter
is,
where he goes.
so the
Minka
thing is, you have to
Fitzpatrick is
understand, and
tatted on
you
my
have.
chest.
So you have to understand,
Not
like
really,
He,
but
after the Mike,
you say
after the
Mika
dog, after
Fitzpatrick tatted on your chest?
it was a joke. It was a
I'm
joke.
about to say, come on now.
Hey, who else is
so
in this space that has a top? The one with the
Nico,
picture.
are you gonna? How are you? Are you gonna speak to us?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening. Y'all,
yeah, so you
y'all
have
are
to
funny.
understand, like
Y'all are hilarious.
after the
We
dog
do this
fighting
every day.
scandal, like after the dog fighting scandal, like anybody that watch, like Joey Harrington was my quarterback in 2007, and this skinny kid from Boston College came and completely gave this organization and me and the city of Atlanta hope. Even though I'm not from Atlanta, he gave them hope and saved us from that. And he brought us to a Super Bowl, which something Mike Vick didn't do, something that Deion Sanders didn't do. Like he brought us to a Super Bowl,
Hold on, man. Don't be
ultimately
You're
doing
right,
that.
because Dion went to the Cowboys. What are you talking
right.
about?
So
No,
Well,
yeah,
he went to the
he went to the
49ers,
went to San
49ers, then he went
Francisco.
to the
then he went to
Cowboys.
the
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Now that's no
Like
disrespect to
Dion,
Dion. Like that's no disrespect to Dion. Dion, in my opinion, is number 2 on my list as a Falcon. But Matt Ryan is easily the greatest easily the greatest player to put on a Falcon jersey simply because of what he did when we drafted him. He brought us to a Super Bowl, which we ultimately should have won. And not only that, his work in the community, especially in the Black community, after everything was going on with the social issues and whatever, he
talk
donated
to him.
almost $1.3 million to that city for Black communities. 1.3 million. You know, so
Talk to
I'm
I
him.
am looking
forever
at his.
grateful.
I
I'm
am looking
forever
at his
grateful for
career
what that man
stats.
did. I'm
His
forever
Also,
grateful for what that man did.
so let me throw a couple things out here, Tony, as well. Number one,
Yeah.
I have Deion Sanders as the third best Falcon of all time. I have Julio and Matt Ryan
Oh,
ahead of
yes.
him at 2 and
Oh
1.
my!
Like that. That's just me. That's just me. Number two,
Wow.
because listen, longevity has to mean something. It really does. I'm not
I
even gonna
agree.
lie to you.
you talking
His
about
Longevity,
prime
Julio
was the
Jones?
man.
like Deion Sanders played 6, 7 years for the Falcons. Julio Jones got 11. Matt Ryan got 14. Your
Yeah.
longevity has to mean something.
Rodgers
Number
got the
two,
Dion
10.
Dion would have retired if you'd have paid him.
I can't get behind any of that. Listen, I can't get behind any of that, and
I'm just
I don't
saying.
have anything ill to say about Prime. To me, he's the third greatest Falcon of all time. But when I have to think about the greatest, it's Julio 2, Matt Ryan 1. That's just me. I don't have to be right. That's just how I look at it, though.
I got
I
you.
agree.
But
I got you.
I get what Tony was saying about the Colts. Number one, I don't buy other team gear, so I wouldn't get a Matt Ryan Colts jersey. I have a
Right,
Matt Ryan's
right.
Falcon jersey, so that's gonna
I have a
suffice
shirt.
for me. Yeah, that's gonna suffice for me. I am going to be cheering for the Colts to be successful while he's there as we go through
Yep,
our unfortunate rebuild. So I'm not going to be
yep.
out here saying they hooves up or something like that. But I'm like, hey, if the Colts win, Matt Ryan performs good, congratulations. But I'm still going to be going for my Falcons. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like I'm loyal to the logo, but I still have my favorite players that I cheer for.
Yeah. I
And I'm the
Um,
mean,
same way. I mean, I still love Randy Gregory, even though he, decided to go to the Broncos. I'm the only
You,
one who actually told him that I hope that he balls out and has
and not
a
only
good
that,
career over there. Like some
not
people
only that,
just were like bashing him, and that shit was pissing me off.
that man has had a shitty defense and a shitty offensive line for half his career and has never complained, not once. Not once.
not once.
Everything that we wanted Aaron Rodgers to do as far as be a leader and take account, that's what Matt Ryan did. He took accountability for his faults. He took accountability for his bad play. He never gave an excuse, man. So that is why he is my guy. He is my guy. I mean, nobody expected that guy to come in, and you got to understand, he was booed his rookie year. He was booed his rookie year coming to Atlanta because they were so upset with Mike Vick, and they felt like, well, Arthur Blank should have still had his back, even though Mike Vick fucking lied. They felt like Arthur Blank should have had his back because he was a black man, and for this white kid to come in and completely take over and completely outshine Mike Vick, that's why it's so divided, because they've never liked Matt Ryan the moment they drafted him. They wanted Glenn Dorsey, which would have been stupid. But that's my
I ain't
Hey,
guy,
even gonna.
man.
I ain't even
Deion
gonna cap.
Sanders, he retired with the Cowboys, correct?
He
Right.
did, or
No,
with
Okay,
the
because
Ravens.
the
he
Ravens.
played
It
five
was with the
years.
Ravens.
Oh, is it the Ravens?
Yeah,
It was
his last team
Ravens.
was the Ravens.
Oh, okay. Because I see they played 5 years with
hmm.
Atlanta, one
Yeah,
year with San Francisco, five
yeah,
years with Dallas, one year with Washington, and only 2 years with Baltimore.
right.
Huh. Interesting.
So you see why it's hard for me to say, oh yeah, he's the greatest Falcon of all time.
Well, yeah, because he only played 5 years, and then San Francisco picked him up. He only played one year, and then Dallas picked him up for 5 years.
Yo, Phoenix, did you listen to that presser? Did you listen to the presser?
For
Interesting.
Matt,
Yeah.
yeah, I did.
Why you do
He
it to yourself?
yo,
Why you do that to
he
yourself?
no. He genuinely, like, if you listen to it, he was just like, yo, it was just, I understand it's a business, and I didn't like what I heard, but it
One,
came down to, I
two,
knew I had to
one,
make
two.
either a choice, either to stay. He genuinely wanted to stay. But he was just like, based on how the business went, it was just like, you know what, we're already there. I guess I'll just go ahead and leave. And he was just like, I can go in now. But he genuinely wanted to stay. He wanted to stay.
You've been
He
there so
wanted to
long.
stay.
Like, let me tell you something. You're gonna want to stay because you have a family that you've raised in that city. You know, like there's
And
all
the
these
work that
reasons
he
why
did
you
there.
want to stay, and you don't want to
Yeah.
just uproot your whole family. He probably has extremely young kids too, and you know he's been the face of this team forever. Like, of course, like yeah, I want to stay. My life is here. My kids were born here. You know what I mean? So yeah, you want to stay.
And then, you know, not only that, the community work that he did for the Atlanta community is he was still doing and that he was still going to do.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Like, but all the things that they did because they thought they were gonna get Deshaun Watson. I mean, it kind of just
That was bad business, man. That's all I was
very
saying.
bad business.
It was
Very.
bad business. It was bad. It was a
You know what?
bad
For the
business
first time
move.
ever, I didn't realize that Jason Witten's first name was Christopher.
Who?
Jason Witten. His first name is Christopher.
Jason.
His middle name is Jason. It's Christopher Jason Witten.
I mean, ain't Dak Prescott's first name Rain?
Well, yeah, but I knew that because that came out like
Oh,
in
I
the
thought it was
beginning.
Dakota.
That never came out in Jason Witten's career ever.
I thought it was Dakota.
I thought it was
I
Dakota.
mean,
No, it's Rain Dakota Prescott.
But
I guess Dak Prescott sounds more like a football player than Rain Prescott.
I think the
It's like
same way with Jason Witten, like you want to call him Christopher Witten, two first names. Yeah.
like
Well, not
Randy
first names, but
Gregory.
it just sounds weird.
Like
Okay,
Randy
yeah,
Gregory. That
RG.
name sounds
I
weird.
get that. So I think,
Or
yeah,
So
I
does
think that's the
anybody
reason
have
why he went with Jason Witten instead of Christopher Witten. I get
so
that.
does anybody have their final four picks? Because I'm so excited for Thursday. I'm so excited for Thursday.
Yeah, we already put ours in like we did it before we started. We had to have like because where we were in with Phoenix and we put in money for it. We had to have it done before it started last week.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, Alan, he's kind of on the edge. There's a few others who are on the edge. Extend, he's on the edge.
Alan said bring him back up, D.
Are you guys? Oh, sorry. Are you guys hearing an echo at all?
No, man.
No.
Okay. All right. It's a bunch of. Oh my gosh. It's a bunch of people down
Okay,
here.
so how many jerseys you got behind you? Like what? Let me see. Like, what you got? What you got, girl?
Girl, I don't even know. Hold on. Let me get these people up real quick for the 8+.
Who you trying to bring up?
Oh my gosh. All these people
There's
down here. I'm so sorry.
There we
Six,
go.
Y'all
7.
good? I'm so
I had to
sorry,
get
y'all.
I had to get my mic situation. It just went dead, so I had to restart.
Can y'all hear?
Yeah.
Who is drinking?
Just-
Sorry.
Someone sounds really, really
No, that's
thirsty
me.
right now.
My bad. That's me. I'm sorry. That's Tony. Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay,
dang, bro.
Hey, hold on. Y'all niggas
Hold on.
gonna say, and then Lenny gonna say Tip though.
No, I
Hey,
didn't. I didn't say Tip. I said Tony.
Oh, I was like,
I was say,
nah,
when
you
did
said Tip.
I could
just
see
mute your
you,
mic
Tip.
because I was in a space earlier and some guy was like talking while he was eating about
I
flipped
saw
a
your tweet.
damn lid. You
I
saw
saw
that.
your
I know
tweet.
you
I
saw
saw
that
your
tweet.
tweet.
I about flipped
I
a
saw your
damn
tweet.
lid. I was
Okay.
like, that is nasty.
I don't know what happened. I clicked on the chat and then it just took me out. I don't
Right.
know
Okay.
what
That's weird.
happened.
Hold on. I want to do like a roll call. Coach, you here? You here? Okay, cool.
Big dog.
Ashley, you
What's
here?
up with it? Hey B, man, where your shot at, fam?
I think is that Ash right there? The one
I'm
with the
just
That
trying
man
to
camera?
see
don't.
if you here.
That man don't need no
Ashley.
shot.
Yeah,
Is
Okay,
that the one?
Alan, I hear
I'll
you.
hold you.
Phoenix, I hear you. Tony,
I'm
Tip,
telling
Nico,
you.
and H. I gotta figure out what's going on with Ashley.
You look tired,
What?
Bo.
Well,
Oh,
who's the one that
I ain't
doesn't
talking
have their
about.
camera on right now? Isn't that Ash?
It might be. I just can't hear her. So her mic's muted too.
She
So
might be
yeah,
having to talk to her kid.
yeah, true.
So,
I don't appreciate Ashley asking me that question and leaving.
what did she ask you?
You really gonna leave for Matt Ryan? Like,
Okay, well,
I don't
because
appreciate it.
Indy pulled something sideways and we all understood why, and we have his back on it. But then
Yeah.
putting that letter out, he still to this day is getting shit from it. It is
Who?
terrible.
Oh yeah.
Envy.
No,
Um,
I'm not. I mean, I'm not gonna leave my team. I'm not gonna leave
Wait a
my
minute,
team.
bro. Hold on.
It's just
Y'all ain't let that
Hold on,
go,
I'm not
bro.
gonna leave my team.
Bro, do you got a beard going over
Yeah, you know your boy grew it out and shit.
there,
You
bro?
know what I'm saying? Growing up
Okay.
in
Hey man,
Hey, Tip, it's for you, dog. I'm on right
hey
now.
my
For
dog,
for you.
appreciate you.
Well, he
Come
How
on.
doing
oh
it
y'all
my
to the
doing?
gosh.
he doing it to the head.
Hey,
Okay.
your
Hey,
boy.
Just
Let
like
me
that.
know whenever
hey
y'all
B,
stop
Fun.
Not y'all
B, did you
people.
drinking.
see what I posted, B? I said
This
you
is
was gonna be the
giving
only
me
one who ain't gonna
quarantine
do it.
vibes all over again. Like back in
Man.
Girl, I stayed off of social media. I
Hey,
couldn't do it.
B, that's how it really started too, cause
Yep.
the
Yeah, that's
city
how it
shut
started.
down. Houston shut down literally the week of my birthday, and I had plans to go to Lake 48 and everything.
You're
I'm gonna
right.
So,
read
It was about this time when it shut down 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
so,
No,
It was about
actually,
actually
the time.
I
so brother was just straight
it,
chilling,
it
bro.
was before that because I was supposed to be in Vegas like last week, like normally what I do, and then like week of March Madness, Vegas shut down. Period. I was hurt.
Oh, that's right. It damn
I
sure
Well,
was
did.
hurt.
It
there's
The
did.
shit.
week of.
There's a new strain going on. It's an Omicron BA2,
Yeah, because
Oh,
and
we
that
was
shit.
they're
well, I
thinking
was on
that
my
there's going to be like rise.
You
you
know
right,
what?
because you right, because we was on our way to Vegas for the draft that year.
Yeah.
It
You know what?
shut all
If
that down.
if we gotta shut the country down again, so be it.
Bro, the country ain't
that's not
shutting
gonna
down
happen
no more,
again.
bro.
That's dead.
Nah, that's
Like
Hey,
a
That is
that
never
motherfucker.
gonna
that
happen
country
again.
shutting down
mm-mm.
again. That shit over with, bro. Like
Yeah, that's over
people,
with. They
my
just go count their
my
losses, bro.
job never shut down, my guy. Like it never
Y'all,
did.
I'm
Like
so ready. I
all
am
that shit's
so
over
ready
with.
for. I'm so ready for NBA playoff basketball. I'm so ready
Me
for NBA
too.
playoff
I'm ready for
basketball.
playoffs. I hate when
I
the
am
playoffs get down to the
so.
final four. I hate
I
it.
am.
I love watching all the games every other
Hey,
day. I just love it. I love
you know
playoff
Well,
what?
can we
basketball.
all agree that
I'm
the
ready for
Lakers will
NBA
not
playoffs.
make it?
Hey,
Of
Okay,
course
no,
not.
so
I'm
Oh
so
Lakers
so
ain't
all
got
shit, she
Lakers ain't got to
choosing
catch no
violence.
strays. My
right, so
Lakers ain't got
couple
to catch no
Hey, she
strays,
choosing
bro.
violence.
Ain't got
so
to
so
catch no
what's
couple
up,
I'm
strays,
things.
not
Lexi?
bro.
What
choosing
you say?
violence. I'm being realistic.
We can let it go. We don't have to
So
bring it up.
couple
We ain't
things
catching
here.
no
Couple
strays.
things here. I think that I want to host a space right before the NBA playoffs and the play-in and whatnot, where everybody's going to get their. I want everybody's prediction on who we think is going to go to the championship, who we think is going to win, because we'll have the specific matchups by then.
You
So
know.
I think it'll be fun for us round by
We
round
getting
to
out
do
the first
certain things.
round, dog.
Yeah, let's
We
do
getting
round
the
by
first
round.
round.
Yeah,
Oh,
like we
hey,
can do
hey,
that,
Yeah,
hey.
I'm
I'm
down with
sorry,
that. I can
real
do
quick.
and
that.
Alan and
and
Tip.
I
Do
think
what?
Alan and
even
Tip. I
What?
What's
might be
happening?
out your way, dog.
Huh?
I might be out your way.
Well, shit.
I just got
You know.
I got a job offer in Houston.
Hey,
Okay,
for
well,
real?
come on, man.
Hell yeah.
You know.
Bring, hey,
I'm not leaving California. Fuck that. But I
hey,
might
nah,
have
bring,
to.
hey,
But I
bring
might
your
have
If
ass
to.
you
out
got a
here.
job offer in Houston, why not? Because you won't be paying state taxes, bro.
have
He's
you
a
ever been to,
California. He's a
Oh,
wait a minute.
California dude, man.
He a
Have
He's
you have
never.
you
He's
California.
never leaving.
have you ever been
Hey,
to
guess what?
California?
I've been to California. I can't stand that damn state. So move along.
Have you
Move
ever been to Have you ever
along.
Hey,
been to
sorry to
Texas?
tell
Wait a
you.
minute.
now.
Time out. Have you ever been to Texas, B?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
My sister lives in Dallas. I lived there for a little bit,
A
and I've
little
lived in
bit.
Arkansas. I'll pass, and pass.
Oh, okay. So you know that Texas freeway system is worse than American racism, right?
Right? No, bro. Look. Don't get me wrong. When I saw, bro, we drove to because my brother lives in Corpus. We drove from Dallas to Corpus, and I was like, what is going on here? Like, bro, what are we doing? And then my son goes to HBCU in Oklahoma, which I drove from Dallas to Langston in Oklahoma, and I was like, this is trash. I mean, our shit is bad, but
Stop.
this right here is terrible. Like, but I mean, I don't know. Like, I gotta contemplate the job though on everything. It's a good job, so we'll see.
I don't know,
I'm
man.
gonna start riding a horse again.
There's
But
five
Oh,
states that
Ashley.
even
Hey, Ashley
there's
back in here. What
there's
up,
Too much.
five
Ashley?
states
Can you hear us
there's
now?
Too
I can. I think I needed to
many.
restart mine. Do I sound okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sound good.
there's
Who in the
there's just
building? Who up in
there's
here?
just
So we got the usuals. We added Coach B, and then Nico's in here as well. Is it Nico? It's Nico, right?
Mhm.
Hey,
Yeah, you
Coach
got it
B.
right.
what's happening? What's happening?
What happened to Coach C? He was on that shared it.
Yeah, he sent it to me,
Mhm.
but Chris somewhere around there. He might be on a phone call.
Yeah, he is. He's still on that phone call.
I'm talking to Chris half a day
Okay.
today.
He's still on that phone call.
Uh,
Yeah. Well, I'm glad this is nice. This has been fun. I was only going to plan on here being on here for an hour, but I wasn't expecting everybody to pull up. So I'm happy because we talk all the time, but we just get to hear each other's voices. So it's nice to put some of y'all faces to your voices and like laugh and joke and make faces at each other because sometimes oh, Tony's not on here no more. Sometimes Tony be saying some crazy stuff.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
did Tony
tell me about it.
leave? Oh, that
Tony,
little
And look,
shithead.
after the last couple days and listening to certain people say shit, I no longer have anything to say about most people's bad takes. Even the
what's
nah,
old
that?
heads, even
the
the
ones
old
I heard
heads been
today,
jumping.
bro, that was the worst shit I've heard in my life. And I mean, I'm keeping a buck,
You
like
talking about
the
them dudes talking about the Aaron Rodgers
bruh.
thing?
Nah,
Man,
it
Are
was when
you
he
talking
said
about
it was.
bad guy and
I
then
don't
was
know
it
who said it, but when he
shit,
said Dak
shit.
Shaggy?
and Garoppolo,
Shaggy?
I was done.
Tip.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
I was done.
Yo,
okay, so what
You
Oh,
was
there?
up with that 49ers chick? The one
so
that
there
I've
was
was
been
an
drinking. Like,
there was
Kobe.
another one. There was another one. This one girl, yeah, that Kobe's girl chick. Like, listen, I
Hey,
didn't mean to be
you
as
had me
insulting
burnt.
to her. I didn't mean to be
That
as
was
insulting as I had, but I have never heard somebody
dog,
so loud and just so wrong.
Well,
Like
guess
her
bro.
what?
on
I was crying
You guys
up at
left
work.
and they
I
were
was
they kept going on and on because
needed to.
she would
They
sit there
needed
and say
to.
something and then people would try to rebuttal, but she wouldn't let them speak. And so
yeah.
Hold on.
finally Cersei got
Hold on.
pissed.
Who's UP5? Who's that?
That's
Is that the
probably
Kendrick?
nothing. That's one. Yes, Kendrick.
That's
I can hear
Kendrick
Hi,
you
the Kendrick?
guys.
Kendrick.
Yeah.
Hold on, I can hear you
Uh,
guys. I'm charging my phone up for like 5 minutes.
That's
Oh,
how.
hi. Okay.
That's
Sorry. I
how.
was like, I don't know who that is. Hey, what's up?
Frenchie.
Welcome.
What's
That's how
up? What's up,
resident
bro?
Florida State fan.
Frenchie, what it
Hey,
do, man?
where your Yoki at, dog?
hey,
Where
so
your Yoki
Kendrick,
at?
where your shot, fool?
What
Where
about
your
what?
Yoki at? Where your Yoki and your shot?
Man, I ain't got no man. I got a Frenchie. Y'all tripping.
Hey, Beth, make it
So
happen.
Hey
what
man.
were you saying, Ace? I'm sorry. I just wanted to see who that was.
so apparently that
You on big
girl
E.
kept saying stuff
Them big
and
E.
anytime that someone was trying to like
230.
rebuttal, she would like interrupt them so she could like no one could even speak. And finally like Cersei got pissed and was like, he was like, this is how spaces run. He was like, when you're gonna speak and all this other stuff, and then someone wants to rebuttal, you gotta let them finish and let them land before you could just start speaking. But you keep cutting people off constantly, this and that. Well, then she started doing it again, and he literally kicked her out. He was like, I ain't doing this shit no more. Like kicked her out. I was like, and I missed it. I was in the space, but I had the volume down low, so I didn't know what was going on because I was working and I couldn't sit there and like constantly listen. So I was like, damn. I was like, I missed out on a lot of shit.
So, Nico, if you're confused, we're talking about Twitter Spaces. A lot of us are on Twitter Spaces. I host Sports and Coffee in the morning. A lot of these guys come on there. They're different spaces throughout the day. He's actually he asked for the link from Instagram.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
but yeah, a lot of us listen to each other talk every day. So
We just
that's
never
why.
get to see each other like
Yeah.
video.
So yeah, if you're on Twitter, get on there. Give
All right.
these people a
Hey
follow.
T,
I just want you to
are you gonna be in Vegas for the draft, D?
I'm going to be in Vegas. I'm trying to work on getting in the draft, but I will be in the States.
Yeah,
I
me
will be in the
too.
city of Las Vegas.
I'll be in Vegas too, but I'm trying. Yeah, getting in the draft. I'm seeing what it's looking like, but for sure gonna be in Vegas again.
Yeah.
I went to the one
That's
at
my hurdle
AT&T
right now.
Stadium. The one at AT&T
Huh?
Stadium, that was actually pretty fun, but we didn't stay for the draft. Like we headed
Ashley
there.
trying to get cute. I see what you're trying to do, Ashley. You're trying to get cute.
Why is she
I
trying
actually
to get?
got a date.
Ain't nobody trying to get cute.
Ashley,
I
like,
don't
let me
ever
get
wear
my ring
makeup.
light. Let
Actually
me.
on the BS.
I don't ever wear makeup. Like if you see
I
makeup, it
don't.
is rare. It is rare.
Actually on the BS today.
Ashley trying to get cute.
Ashley doesn't need makeup. She don't need
She's
none of that
beautiful.
crap.
Yeah, I'm not good at it. Look at her. We said you just went to go get cute.
You,
You went to go put a face
you
on Ashley.
well,
No, so listen, check this out. My phone died, so I had to come and sit at my desk. That's what's been going on. My phone died,
Oh, okay.
and I'm like, okay, so
It's
now I
better on
gotta
the
sit at my
computer
desk.
anyway. StreamYard does not like
I'm still on
phones.
my
I don't
phone though.
know
Like
how
I'm
to
still on
put
my
it
Oh,
on
phone,
my.
but
Computer. I don't.
I'm just letting
How
my
would you
phone
put it on the
charge.
computer?
So you would just pull up Twitter, hit that link, and then it'll use your.
Girl, I have not been on Twitter on my computer at all.
Oh, sorry. It's the only way I can use
So
it at work. So. But yeah.
I can figure it out, but I would have to figure out my login on for Twitter.
Sorry,
Yeah,
y'all.
that's how I tweet it out. Cause I mean, it pops up on my feed, but then I send people the link via because I know the phone is hard, especially if you don't have headphones. It's a mess.
I have
StreamYard
headphones. It's
is
just I
not
would rather be
iPhone
on my
friendly.
computer. I just gotta figure it out.
Yeah, but this is like my new thing. I'm gonna try to do these at least maybe once a week. I know everybody won't be available all the time, but it's like a good moment to kind of come and just let it all out. Because sometimes in spaces you ain't, I don't get to vent like I want to vent. Because I want everybody to get a chance, and this is a limit. I think only 10 people can come on here at a time.
Yeah.
Is that the Wormster?
Worm didn't
Oh,
came in
hi.
the building.
Yeah, Worm in the building.
Hey, bro. Hey, you see, we roll deep.
Yeah, y'all in here. It's a whole reunion for y'all.
You
Hey,
see
we
that, huh?
roll deep.
Hey, D,
Hey,
we
no,
do
we
this
do
every
this
day.
all the time.
If we not
We do
on
this all
live,
the
we do this
time.
every day. Like
This is every day.
the only one we're missing is Chris right now, but we do this.
Yeah.
We do this all the time.
Yeah,
You know how
y'all.
you know how you called us last night? That's how we are.
Last night I was done. Like I'm not. I told you I took my little sleep gummy, and
Yeah,
I
that
was
sleep
no
gummy.
good
Boy,
last
them
night. I
eyes
was
was
struggling.
low
I was up there
your
like
eyes
this.
was low.
Yeah, y'all hear her sweet gummy.
I did. They
Hey, bro,
downstairs.
That's the same thing I said.
Huh?
Hey, she was just like a glazed donut sitting up in front of that camera last
I was
night.
like this.
That nigga said that
Struggling. My head was
glazed
heavy.
donut, boy.
My head and my eyes was heavy. I was like, y'all, I'm gonna have to
She
roll
was
out.
gone.
And it was like 9 o'clock. I don't even know. I was done.
I feel
slept
bad
so
because I'm
easy.
just like about to make dinner and it's like 9:20 and I'm like, I'm hungry.
Where are you, Ashley?
I'm in DC.
Oh shit.
The DMV out here.
DC.
Hey,
Oh, I ain't
B.
gonna DC in a minute. I need to come back.
Hey,
What's up, Tim?
remember,
You ain't missing nothing.
May 13th, I'm in Cali, bro.
Yeah, I'll be down. I'm already planning for LA. I'm already in there.
My dog.
Well, are y'all gonna be in Vegas? How many of y'all going to Vegas for the draft?
Just I know Alan's supposed to be going with me.
All
I'm
right.
up in the air. I don't even know if I'm gonna do that yet.
No,
All
for
right.
real, we definitely got to link up if everybody gonna be in Vegas for the draft. That's gonna be crazy.
Oh, I'm going.
Unfortunately,
I told these fools they need
I
to
probably won't be able to.
I told these fools they need to hurry up and we need to make a head count on who's going because I'll be messing around. I'll be in there by myself.
And I'll tell you this: flights are pricey. They're getting pricey, man. So you might want to get it now.
Yeah, get that
Right,
flight
that's what I'm saying.
preferred.
Seriously.
That's why I got that good hot hour flight, and it's cheap as hell.
Oh, you know what?
$59 to Southwest.
Here's how
I got
here's how
frequent
may
flyers.
end up
I got
trying to go
frequent
down
flyers
there.
from Southwest. My ticket go be damn near free. I'm not tripping.
So here's
I
how
should share my car.
Share the wealth, damn it. You wanna oh, I got frequent flyer miles. Give us some. Share the wealth.
Okay.
Let us
Holla
know.
at me afterwards. Holla at me
Fly me out.
afterwards.
Fly me out.
My flight. Right. I'm trying to get flued
These
out.
talking about fly me out.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good on the flight part. I'm good there.
What kind of call is this?
I'm good.
I ain't with that.
Hey, the last thing I heard before my phone died or when my phone was having issues, as Ace was talking about that girl in the space earlier who was saying that MVPs don't matter.
Yeah, that's
to
Phoenix.
her.
That's on Phoenix.
Sounds like something I would say.
That's Phoenix problem. Phoenix
You said what?
No, but she was saying MVPs don't matter in regards to ranking how great you have been throughout your career.
Yeah, that's what she said.
That is unacceptable.
And she was standing on it too. Not only was she saying, she was standing on it.
Yeah,
I
don't really care about them individual awards, but I get it.
I'm down with the wins, bro.
She said MVPs. She said not only MVPs don't matter, Super Bowl rings matter more than MVPs.
Oh wow,
that's true.
That's
factual.
Yes,
that is not true. That's not incorrect.
Wait a minute. Hold
Hold
on. Wait a minute. Let me go ahead and explain to you why that is not an end-all, be-all definitive statement. Dan Marino doesn't have a Super Bowl. Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer do. Need I say more?
No, so okay, so look,
but Phoenix, there are still levels. Look, who are we talking about here? We're talking about the greats. We expect a great to have one or the other. You're gonna have an MVP or you're gonna have a Super Bowl. Come on, Trent. Come on now. What are we talking about?
No,
We're not
no,
talking
so,
about
so,
Nick
so,
Foles.
so
Like,
let's,
come on,
I
like
even
we're
go.
not.
Okay, I got one for you.
There are levels.
Hold on.
That just furthers my
Steve,
point. That just furthers my
even
point.
Steve Young has a ring, and for the longest time, Dan Marino was still considered better than Steve Young.
So
Okay.
look, this is how I feel about the MVP thing. It means you were
It's
really, really
popularity
good at your
contest,
job
really.
that particular year. You were really good at your job. You could have
No,
one.
not really good.
You
It
could
was
have
Hey, hold
20.
on.
But
Can
just
I ask
because
y'all
you
this?
have
Hey,
one,
Ashley.
How many players are in the league at a time? How many players are in the league every year?
Hundreds.
Yeah, I get that. But what I'm saying is you can have a MVP. And I got to say this. I don't want to bring his name up, but Lamar Jackson.
Yes, you do.
Lamar Jackson. He
Every
won the
time,
MVP.
girl. No.
He
I'll
won
do
the
you one
MVP
better.
because
No.
he did something that no one had seen. And that's his standard now, right? And so you don't like Josh Allen. Has he won an MVP? What's his name? Not Chase. Joe Burrow, has he won an MVP? Who else they gonna put in front of Justin Herbert? Has he won an MVP? Has Deshaun Watson won MVP?
No, he was in the
No.
running.
Okay,
He was
so
in the
these
running.
are going to be quarterbacks that people probably place above a Lamar Jackson. And I'm just saying, like it's a great to have on your mantle or whatever. But at the end of the day, it may or may not get you in the top 10.
I mean, Cam Newton has an MVP. He doesn't have a job. Joe Flacco
Okay,
got Super Bowl.
so I'm saying like they don't hold a whole lot of
He's a
weight
backup
for me.
quarterback. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Joe Flacco got a Super Bowl MVP. He's a second string quarterback.
hold on. Though, I mean, Cam came back and the dude sucked ass.
What?
Did he not?
Oh no, he 100%.
I got a question. So we were talking about MVPs, right? Because I feel like it's a story narrative award. Because honestly, and I'm pretty sure Ashley agree with me, Brady should have won MVP last year. If we're gonna be real,
Correct.
Brady should have won. Aaron Rodgers should not have gotten that fourth MVP.
No.
Personally, I felt like Joe Burrow should have won, but that's me.
Won what, Phoenix?
You know what?
Phoenix, you won
MVP.
Hey, Phoenix,
come on,
you got them powdered donuts
Phoenix like choosing violence on a regular.
Like,
not
much of my
Wait a minute.
It's
How
just
is that
crazy
choosing?
because not just in the spaces, like in person, like you, like face to face, you like choose you see everybody's face here, and you still want to choose violence and see what our reaction is. That's crazy.
Phoenix, how can Joe Burrow win MVP, bro?
If you guys think I choose violence here, just wait until you see me on Facebook. I got motherfuckers calling me a bigot now. It's crazy out here.
Hey, you chose that shit. You chose that lifestyle.
I ain't even
chose
explain,
your lifestyle.
I ain't even go explain why or how. Just understand, like people be
Who's
coming
this
at my
person that
throat.
just came on?
That's
Chris.
That's Chris.
What's up?
Coach.
What's up? I was late. My bad. I had to handle something. How y'all doing?
Mr. Clark.
You ain't gotta call me coach, man. Just call me Chris. It's good.
That boy gonna be late for his funeral.
Mr. Clark.
Okay.
But you know,
Hey,
why I
B
was
said
late.
bring him up.
All right, so let me.
Coach B. B.
All right,
I can only have 10.
Let me get back to Phoenix talking about some Joe Burrow was MVP, should have been MVP last year. Please explain how.
Okay, so the explanation that I have behind that is because Joe Burrow was top 10 in all of the statistical categories for a quarterback in the NFL. Top 10 in passing yards, top 10 in passing touchdowns, and he was number one in completion percentage among quarterbacks. The reason I said I believe that he should have been the MVP is because unlike all the other quarterbacks, just about the Patrick Mahomes, the Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Brady's, nobody predicted Joe Burrow to get his team as far as they got, which even includes the playoffs. Regardless of what was happening around the rest of the league or the rest of the division, Nobody else thought that the Bengals were going to be that good. The fact that he was that good to bring that team to the playoffs, and not only that, the Super Bowl, yeah, I think that it should have warranted some MVP consideration. I'm not mad that Aaron Rodgers won. I think that Tom Brady should have gone too. But if I had to have a vote, my vote would go to Joe Burrow. I apologize. That doesn't make it right. That's just my opinion.
Hey D, should we switch to teams? Because you can have like quite a bit of people on there.
And I have to go in a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to y'all because I was only planning on doing 4 hours, but we can. Yeah, I wasn't expecting 10 people.
I mean, dang, she's still about to do sports and coffee in the morning, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got some things to do tonight. I wanted to come on here. I really wanted to rant about Baker Mayfield. I appreciate y'all coming on. So we might as well go ahead and wrap it up. So I don't mean this is all Chris's fault, by the way, because he was late.
I had
I'm kidding.
Important call.
No, I hope that was a great call. So I hope it was.
No, this was fun, D. This was definitely fun.
I'm gonna try to do it more often because it's important that we do this because we talk to each other all the time. So looking at each other, laughing with each other, like in this forum is dope because everybody don't get to have a mic. And even though it's only 10 people right now, but I love spending my days with y'all.
If you want to, you can always go like to teams because you can have multiple people and everyone's cameras on.
See, that's the thing. I don't know if I want to hear everybody.
Hey, well, look.
I'm just saying, like having more than 10. So if you want, like, if there's a couple more that wants to come in,
I think 10 is enough.
No, 10. Hey, but look, well, D.
No, because then you're bumping out B. That's what I was
tonight. Like everybody can't stay on as long as we were on. Like Tony was on, he had to drop, and
Hey, so look, since D, since you gotta go and I was late, if y'all want to finish this, I know D gotta go, whoever gotta go, but I could do it on my Zoom, like we did last night.
I'm about to go get me some food.
I gotta charge my phone.
That's why you went to go get Q. Okay.
Cause I'm about to eat. I'm making food in my kitchen. What are you talking about?
This dude.
So who said that? Is that Tip? Is that Tip talking trash?
That was Tip. It was.
Did y'all see how dry my lips was? Don't play with me. Like I ain't cute at all.
We didn't say that. We didn't see that at all, honey. We did not see that.
Hey.
Oh wow. That would be Phoenix. I knew it. I knew it was
by
you.
the way,
that was definitely Phoenix.
I got 2 phones. I'm sorry.
One for the plug,
Chris.
one for the low.
Yo,
hey, where your shot at, fam?
That type of lifestyle.
Where your shot at?
Lifestyle right here.
I ain't hear somebody you breaking up.
Well, y'all, Chris is gonna do the Zoom. I'm gonna oh shoot, sorry, Coach B.
Hey, hold on. I'm about to put the Zoom link.
And make sure that y'all tap into this space tomorrow. This AFC West space because this is gonna be crazy tomorrow.
Maybe we can have an after party right here. Hey.
I'll be listening. I'll be listening because I have to work till like 7. So.
Y'all have to be on that because Mark promised he ain't gonna get out his bag or be in his bag, but Mark gonna be in his bag.
He's gonna always be in his bag. He's always in his bag, just like certified. Like what happened last night? Because I left and because they kept talking about Jimmy G or 49er bullshit. So I left.
In whose space? Not in my space.
No, yes, last night. But something.
Oh, baby, no.
Because certified kept saying something. Yeah, so what did I miss? Like what I miss after I left?
Nothing. We talked about. Oh God, somebody said that. Oh, Charles, who's a part of Chiefs Nation, he had like 50 players ahead of LeBron James. That was freaking ridiculous. Like he switched to basketball, and he switched it. Phoenix posted the damn list, and
I don't apologize about it.
I was dying. He had people like Ben Wallace ahead of LeBron James. Like what?
I've seen his list before.
How egregious!
That's it right there. That's it right there.
He's got a hate of LeBron.
You know what, Ashley? You got on me for it. I do not apologize for posting that list. That nigga needed to
that was definitely your fault. That
nigga needed to get packed in the worst way ever.
And he's a Chiefs fan, so I can imagine tomorrow. If he's up in that joint, it's gonna be crazy.
Also,
and it's gonna be crazy. You know what? It's gonna be crazy because it's a lot of people that's gonna be like that. The Raiders probably will win the division. I think it's a lot of Raiders fans that truly believe that they're gonna win that division. It's a lot of people that think that Herbert is better than Patrick Mahomes. Like, it's gonna be really good.
Watch how Envy. Yeah, I'm about to say, watch how Envy becomes the most annoying one. I guarantee.
God, he's gonna blow my life.
Especially now that he's a Chargers fan. Oh yeah, it's wide open.
Did y'all see him real quick, D? Before y'all go, somebody had posted what the Chargers needed to do in the draft, and he all under the comments talking about we need to go ahead and grab this. And I'm like, you've been a Chargers fan for 8 seconds, talking about what we need to do. Get out of here! Like, what are we? Come on now. I was so mad.
But he comes in yesterday and he was speaking. He was like, "Well, I mean, this was my team, so I can still, I have knowledge about this team. That's not like." Will you go? Because you switched teams, so you got to figure out which one you want to be with.
So yeah, if that happens to me, like somebody come check on me. Like make sure that my page I haven't been kidnapped. If I just like jump ship, something is very suspicious.
Ain't nobody jump ship on their damn team.
Hold on, wait a minute, D. You've seen your team win a championship this millennium. You're not going to jump ship, so you're good.
Yeah, I'm just saying if it happens, if I send out a whole press release. If I send out a whole press release about it, like come check on me, make sure I'm still, I'm where I'm supposed to be living.
My thing is this: if the Cub fans can wait 108 years for a championship, it's 20 years with Dallas so bad.
D.
Look, no.
Hold on, wait a minute. The average life expectancy of a person is 68 years. So you mean to tell me that you gotta wait like
couple generations? Yes.
32,
you gotta wait a new millennium.
You gotta wait an extra.
Lenny, you can't talk either.
Not even. You gotta wait another
century, not a millennium.
You mean tell me I gotta wait another century for my team to win a championship? Are you serious?
Well, I mean, you had an opportunity at 28-3, but that didn't happen.
Oh, you're a Falcons fan.
Kendrick, you sitting around here being funny. It's only been 9 years since we went.
Hey D, I caught that.
It's been 9 years. We got a 9 years.
Wait a minute, time out. I'm trying my hardest to understand how the Falcons caught a stray when I'm talking about the Cubs. I'm talking about the Cubs.
Oh,
yeah. Y'all gonna catch strays all the time. That's unfortunate. But at least
I'm sorry. I thought he was talking about Dallas. I was like, I thought we were related to football. Sorry.
Dude, Phoenix just done put his head on the damn desk.
Sorry.
He said, "I done checked out."
I'm a Falcons fan. Do I got to show you all the shit that I like? Literally,
my
dirty.
I don't want to lose my appetite. I'm about to
look
eat.
at the back of my.
Like I was waiting for Coach Chris to post the thing. He ain't posted, so he's not even here no more. So I'm sure he's gonna give everybody the.
Maybe did he do it on Twitter?
He gave it to you.
He gave it to me.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, well look, I gotta go, y'all. I see y'all on Twitter. My phone about to die again.
Okay, I gotta go too, y'all. So
to everybody that's saying that they going to the draft, like I know I start training for my new job next month. So if I somehow or another go on that side of the country while I'm rolling, I probably might try to stop by. If not, no hard feelings. I'll catch y'all on Spaces.
All right.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming.
By the way, 1 month. It's my birthday. 1 month.
1 month. All right. Turn up. We're gonna be right here turning up.
31.
And if I do, first round's on me, and you only get like a $5 limit. So you better make the drinks count.
I don't drink.
I got to get a lemonade.
My N-word. You can drink water.
All right. Bye. that's the limit. All right. Thank y'all.
Peace.
Good night. See you in the morning.
Good night.